Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Growing Green, and today I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion review and of course a haul from the New Zealand Flower and Garden Show 2018. Now before I start, I'm going to address a couple of things. First of all, this is an opinion review video. These are my opinions. If you went there and you had different opinions, it's completely fine. And yes, I look pretty red, and that's because I got hideously sunburnt yesterday. If you don't follow me on social media already, you totally should. I have a YouTube channel. I also have an Instagram page that you should follow me on, which is also Growing Green. I will have the links to those in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and leave me a comment letting me know if you've ever been before, if you want to go, and if this video was helpful or not. So yeah, I think we should just get straight into the video. First of all, I'm going to give you all the details about the show. The show this year was held at the Trust Arena in Henderson. The show ran from the 28th of November until the 2nd of December, which was Thursday through Sunday. The opening hours every single day was 10 AM to 6 PM. I believe this year's show was the second ever New Zealand Flower and Garden Show. I think last year's was the inaugural event. There were a number of different ticket options you could get. Of course, you could get general admission. The weekday ticket compared to the weekend ticket was a little bit cheaper. The weekday ticket was $30 if you bought it online and $39 if you purchased it at the gate, so I definitely recommend purchasing it online if you can beforehand. A weekend day was $33 online and it was $39 at the gate, which is the same as the weekday ticket. That was for general admission. Of course, there was also the VIP experience, and of these there were several options, price ranging from about $75. Okay, so we went to the Sunday show, Sunday the 2nd of December. When we got there, we decided to park in the arena parking just for convenience, and it was really quiet, so it was $10 parking. We got in and basically got a front door car park. As you first headed into the arena, there was a table in front of you with the big New Zealand Flower and Garden Show sign above it, and they were selling bags with show programs, a couple of magazines, of which I will show you at the end of this video. Now, when we first walked in at about 1 o'clock, 1:30-ish, I think, they were selling them for $5 each, but later in the show I decided to go back and get one for myself, and they were selling them off for $2, and they had added a breast cancer bead thing and some chocolate. If you do go on the Sunday, it's probably worth waiting to get yours later on in the day. After that, we walked around to the right, and there was a whole lot of different stalls. There was a clothing store, which I thought was quite random. There were a couple of displays along one side. So yeah, the first entranceway wasn't really interesting. As you turned the corner and you looked up, there was this really big display of, well, it was kind of like a cloth and it had lots of flowers in it. It was kind of like a living hanging display thing, which I thought was pretty cool. So when you walked around to the left, there was a whole lot of florists set up in their little booths. You could walk around, watch the florists making their displays, have a chat with them, and I read in the program that a lot of the flowers were New Zealand grown flowers, which is pretty awesome. So after you had a little stroll around there, along the back wall was a couple of displays from various places. And then you could head to the far back wall, and there were a couple of stores along the back wall. A lot of them were like tools. There was a display with those roses that apparently last for a whole year, and a couple of other stores like that. And then once you go past those, there was a whole wall of different artworks that were for sale, and a couple more stalls. There was a Yates seeds stall where you could buy a lot of their seeds. There was a store where you could buy some spices, which I bought, which I'll show you later in the haul. There was like a chutney stall. There was a little show area. There was a couple of other little gardens inside. And then you kind of headed outside and around the back of the stadium, out the side, and that's where all the outdoor displays were. There were a couple of food stalls on the right hand side and portaloos at the back, and then on the left hand side, the first row was a whole lot of stalls that were kind of selling plants and all that kind of jazz, like around the first lot of tents. The second lot of tents, there was another little shop selling arts, crafts, fun novelty garden stuff, a couple of random gimmicky shops. There was a hanging seat shop, and then the next couple of rows were all of the display gardens. There were a lot of displays that different schools had done, which I think were really cool. They were probably some of my favorite. They were the most interesting. There were a lot of veggie gardens. There was a lot of colour and stuff, and to know that kids had done them and were getting into gardening was pretty cool. And then along the far back wall, there was a lot of different displays again from gardeners. There was like a beehive display with all the bees flying around, which I thought was pretty cool. There was a display of greenhouses. So, first of all, my first impressions of the show overall compared to what I was expecting. It was good. It wasn't as much as I was expecting, but it wasn't disappointing. You know what I mean? It was a good in between. For the $33 entry fee that I paid, I think it was definitely, you know, worth half a day out. We got there at like 1 o'clock, 1:30ish, and we were there until just before 6 o'clock after the sale. We did, however, probably finish in like 2.5 hours, and we had to wait around for the sale, but that was okay. We had a drink, sat under a shade umbrella. So yeah, it was a nice relaxing Sunday afternoon. The inside part, my thoughts on that were that the entranceway, it was good how they had the bags at the front. That's great because you can get a program and all that kind of jazz. But walking around to the right, my first impression was that it wasn't disappointment, but the stalls that were at the front door were not what I thought should be at the front door. Like there was a clothing shop, for example. So you go for a flower and garden show and there's like the first thing is like a clothing shop, you know? Like, I don't know, I just thought that was a bit strange. Walking around to the left, I was like, yes, flowers, you know? It was really the first glimpse you got of any kind of flowers. The smell of the flowers was really intense, and I love a good flower smell. I mean, yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, was watching the florists make the display. I'm a flower person, like I love flowers, more than I love garden design and that kind of stuff. And then walking around the corner to go down to the back of the room, I think that corridor was also kind of the same as the entrance corridor. There was like, for example, like a nice, a tool shop, garden tool shop, yeah, perfectly fine. And then the next shop was like this Chinese, Shenyun Chinese dance company, and I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful and all of that, but that's not really flower and gardening. No, I mean, I understand that we've got to advertise and all that kind of jazz, but I don't know, I just thought it was really weird. So yeah, there were a couple of random stalls like that, which I was just a bit like, okay, walk right past. But anyway, in the back of the show, I really enjoyed, there was of course the 8 Seeds place. There was a little place with flowers, and it had like kind of like almost like a wedding setup kind of thing going on. There was a nectar garden where you could pick up a free packet of seeds. I love a good freebie. But however, at the back there was also some more gimmicky places. So yeah, overall inside I thought it was pretty good. And then heading outside, the first impression of the showground was that it was pretty big. There was like a little ledge that I stood on. First thing on the right was all the food places. However, I didn't buy anything. It was quite expensive. The outdoor area, again, I feel like there were some stalls that shouldn't have been there. Like there was a window wiping shop with like, you know, as seen on TV. Those kind of stalls were a little bit off-putting, but first row there was a lot of like selling roses, and there was a really nice orchid stand, and I think they were all pretty reasonably priced. The only thing was there was one stand down the very end that was pretty expensive. They were selling like one plant for $10. Honestly, in my opinion, I'd rather go to King's Plant Barn and buy a potted colour for like $5, you know, or buy a packet of seeds and sow them myself. It was nice to wander around everything anyway and have a look at all the different plant varieties that there were for sale. The garden displays, however, were pretty cool. If you're looking to move house or just looking to redo your garden, I think it's a really good idea to go and take a look. There was a little fairy garden that you kind of peek through and look inside, and you know, the kids could go inside and see all the little fairy garden, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so at the end of the day, from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, they have what's called the sell-off. Now, the sell-off at the end of the show is where all the exhibitors sell off all their stock that they have left at the end of the show. Now, if you'd purchased a ticket to come into the show earlier in the week or on the day, you can just come back, show your ticket again, and get back into the show for free. Or if you just wanted to get in for the sale, you could pay $5 entry, go back in and have a look at everything that they were selling off. Price-wise, if you were just going there to buy like a plant, like, oh, this came from the garden that won the first prize, you know, like if you're into that kind of thing, showing off to your friends, perfectly fine. There was plenty there selling off. However, if you just wanted it for your own garden, I would probably recommend going and buying a packet of seeds, a bag of potting mix, or just going and buying it from your local garden centre. Okay, on to highlights. My favourite part of the show was, of course, the freebies. And let me tell you, did we get freebies? At the front, when you first walked in where all the florists were, basically the whole day from lunchtime, they were making bouquets of flowers and giving them away. Like, some of them were like little bouquets and some of them were big bouquets of flowers. I will show you just in a little moment bouquets that I got. Another highlight for me was the like gardens that were all about like bees, butterflies, you know, how to bring them into your garden. I liked seeing the schools getting involved, the school gardens. So overall, I really enjoyed the day. It was nice going with my mum and one of my mum's friends. I definitely recommend going with friends and making an afternoon out of it. And if you can, go on a quieter day like this Sunday. Okay, now for my favourite part of this video. I'm going to do a haul for you and show you absolutely everything that I got from the show. First of all, I'm going to start with the goodie bag we got when we walked in the front door. This here is the goodie bag that we got when we walked in the front door. Like I said, it was $2 when I got it. Now inside of this one, you of course get the show guide. The second thing in my bag is that you get a Kiwi Gardener magazine. So I'm going to read that one after this video. I also just, for my purposes, picked up a little booklet about the greenhouse place that was there. And also in here, they gave a zine test pot. Actually contains M&Ms. And probably the highlight of this kit, apart from the magazine and the chocolate, for me would be this little pack. If you zip it open, look at that. It's the cutest little pack I've ever seen. One of the stores was selling spices and herbs for different foods. I got 3 spices. It was 3 for $25. But this is the place here. I'll put their website down below if you want to check them out if you live in New Zealand. So these are the 3 that I got here. The first one is called Cowboy Steak. Kind of a little bit spicy. I think it was like mild to medium. I got the veggie salt sprinkle. And then I got the herb chicken blend. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using these. For the next one, I'm going to take you outside. Here we have another thing that I bought at the show. It is, I think, really cute. It's actually a resin paint pot, but they've put a succulent and a bromeliad in here, and I think it was super cute. Last but not least, I wanted to show you the absolutely stunning flowers that I got from the show. We were hanging around outside by one of their tables, and they were kind of starting to pack up and get ready to go home. And while we were sitting there, one of the ladies comes over and goes, "Do you want a pot of flowers?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she said, "Oh, go around and have a look and pick the one you want and take it." So I took 2 of them. Look at that. I think it's gorgeous. I absolutely love this rose. This was closed yesterday. Of course, the lilies. There's a purple rose in there, which I've never seen before. It's absolutely beautiful. I have another one in my office, which is sitting up here. And I told you earlier on that the florists were giving away all these flowers at the end and making beautiful bouquets, and I got 2 bouquets. And this is the first one I got. So pretty. It just like livens up our desk area completely. And this is the other one I got. This is, let me just tell you, this is massive. These were all closed up yesterday as well. There's another lily coming, so that will last a while. Like, I can't believe that we got this for free. Like, I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little bit of information out of it, and I hope you enjoyed the footage I got from there as well. Let me know your thoughts if you went last year, how it compares. Leave me a comment down below. I love talking to you guys and hearing from you guys. Again, check out my Instagram page. So thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you next time on Growing Green. Bye!